PWNcast.
Episode 15, PWNcast. Today, Patrick is not here with us. Instead, I am joined with the morally ambiguous Daniel Martinez.
Morally ambiguous.
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Usually it's the dreamy Puerto Rican of your dreams.
Morally ambiguous Puerto Rican from your dreams.
Okay. Well, you know what? I guess that'll work for today.
I guess that means in their dreams they're not sure if you're going to stab them?
Maybe I might stab them. Maybe I might lightly rape them. But who knows?
Rape is a very strong word, sir.
Oh.
I would advise you to not rape anybody.
Okay, molest?
Unless it's consensual. Wait. So we're already off to a bad foot. Also, Brandon's here.
Can I take this bomb off my chest now, please? I mean, you have
No.
a car to go. And...
No.
Damn it!
Stay.
No.
Fine.
In fact, you're going to have to listen to the new Megadeth album 16 times in a row before that bomb will become disarmed.
Just go ahead and can I just pop the cyanide pill now? Already, so I can just save the headache.
Dude, you gave him a cyanide pill?
Well, if he wants out, man, he can get out now.
You didn't give me that when I went over there to Saudi.
Well, I couldn't afford the cyanide at the time.
Oh, I can afford that.
So, before we get into other main topics today, we're mostly going to be bitching about Xbox One.
Xbox
like
John.
many Xbox Uno.
Xbox Betamax 1.
And it's like an Uno attack machine that just spits out cards.
Dude! Yes.
Xbox Uno. Cards everywhere. Oh, look, a wild.
Xbox Primero.
Uno in the 21st century.
Xbox Primero.
So, why don't we just... Because, Daniel, you haven't been on the show for a while.
Oh, yeah.
You've been belching. That's what you've been doing,
I've been
right?
belching and doing other things.
What have you been playing lately?
I've been playing, lately... Well, for console, I played, Metro Last Light. That was a real fun game. It, definitely a very cool, FPS. Like, visually and gameplay-wise, it's all
all,
bueno.
woo, spring break!
Yeah, even though you know it mostly takes like underground and there's not a whole bunch you can do for like underground scenery, but just subtle things like whenever you take out your lighter, you can just actually light off the cobwebs around the area.
Now,
And
is it an RPG at all?
Does it have RPG elements?
Not really. It's really more mostly a FPS. Mm-hmm. Like there is no like level up system or some crazy thing like that.
I mean, because I heard from like the first one that you could like you actually explore. It's not like linear or anything. Or is it?
No, this one is linear. This one actually breaks off into chapters, but there's like a lot of chapters. In it, like I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, what is this? Like a 14, like maybe 12 chapter game.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it went past. I think it was about 16 chapters.
That's
a
not
little
bad.
bit more.
That's not bad. A campaign a decent amount of time.
Yeah, the campaign definitely, depending on difficulty. I played it on normal, and it did take me a little bit to get past through because I also went around trying to look for like I guess slices of the main character's diaries, or like you find these certain intel things, and like he'll write in his journal, and I've been trying to look for those, so that kind of took some time. I've heard people having to pay $5 to get the next difficulty and stuff like that, but I actually got lucky. I think it was like maybe 3 days after the game came out, I went to go buy it, and they had one last limited edition.
That's why you were able to get it. Because
Yep.
if you pre-ordered it or got the limited edition, then you got that mode for free. But
Yeah.
for some people who can't afford to spend $60 a week for a brand new game,
Yeah.
you kind of get the shaft if they actually want a difficult game to play.
And it is a slight. Well, I'm playing it right now. There's two different difficulty. There's Ranger, and then there's Ranger Hardcore. Ranger is pretty difficult on its own. There's not a lot of ammo. You have to be a little bit more stealth based and very tactical whenever you're fighting against your enemies. hardcore is just like a lot less of everything. Like there is like absolutely no help, no nothing. Like how, let's say you kill somebody and you look at their body, it might show a little indicator saying like, oh, they have a gun that you can pick up, or they have ammo or something like that. Yeah, absolutely nothing like that if you play Ranger Hardcore. There's absolutely nothing like that. So if you kill somebody and you don't go to their body and just kind of check around and see if they have ammo or something like that, then you're shit out of luck.
So it's just like sort of has like survival horror elements more.
There it is. I would say it's
Probably
mostly
just
survival.
Yeah, just survival.
But what's really cool though is that if you play on Ranger mode, one of the things is like, let's say you kill an enemy, they actually have separate ammo. Like you can go up to their gun, take their ammo from their gun, and go up to their body and take things from them, like whatever, if they have ammo or money or something like that. Mm-hmm. Or in this case, they use bullets as currency. So, and then also with the bullets that you collect over time, you can actually use that as ammo for your gun as well, if need be.
I guess my last question for you is it a silent protagonist, or does the guy actually speak at all?
No, he speaks. He doesn't speak much through playing the game, but in between sections of you having to go through like a different, when it ever enters the different chapter, he'll speak like his thoughts. And then I think the same thing he does in his diary, he actually does speak whenever you're reading his like little diary and stuff. So really good game. So far I'd give it maybe about an 8.0. Reason being because after you kind of beat it, it's one of those games that after you beat it, there's really not much to do except for go into the hard mode and play it like that. But I've heard talk of their DLC that's coming out, and they're supposed to actually do like a one where you play as a different character, like same kind of like the same campaign but through a different character and going through his steps on how things are going and stuff like that. That's how the other campaign, and it's all really mostly single player campaign and add-ons and stuff like that. So that's what I really like. So for right now, I'll give it an 8 until further DLC.
Until further notice.
Yeah, until further notice.
Yeah, the thing I asked about the silent protagonist or anything, because that's what I've been thinking about mostly. I mean, what do you guys prefer, silent protagonist or someone who actually speaks through?
I prefer a protagonist that's actually a character, unlike Gordon Freeman.
Yeah.
Gordon Freeman, I don't understand why people are so fascinated with that character, because he never speaks.
Yep.
It's almost as if he's just nothing more than two arms.
Yeah.
Well, it's for the
I do
reason
prefer
why
a voice-acted character.
Well, when people say the reason why they prefer silent protagonists because they feel like they are the character. They feel like they can be the voice of the character. That they are able to immerse themselves more into the game.
I like how Metro did it, because how they did it for this one is you don't hear the character during gameplay, but like I said, through the separate times he does speak his thoughts out, and it isn't like I must do this and this. And that's it. Like, no, he'll actually like have his thoughts. Like, he'll like speak his doubts and his own opinion and stuff like that throughout especially if you grab like the diary pages and stuff like that. So I like that. Like, I can play the game if the character is silent, like during gameplay, but like in between sections, I would like for him to have a voice and speak, stuff like that.
What have you been playing lately, Brandon?
I just recently got back into Fallout New Vegas on the semi-new computer that I have, and I've been also...
Woo, Fallout New Vegas fan club!
Yeah! And,
Daniel's just over here left out.
I have it, but...
PS3.
I've also been picking up on, like, a lot of exclusives for the PC, and I'm finding out that I'm enjoying PC more than any console.
You're blowing all your money on Steam? It's like, you've become one of them.
Yeah,
what do you mean, one of them?
What do you mean, you people?
I have literally spent... You know how much money I've spent on Steam altogether since I've had it?
I could probably guess.
How much?
I would say probably 200.
Nope. $10.
Nothing.
$10.
$10.
I've spent probably about $13.
I've spent $10 on Steam.
KOTOR and Vice City.
And you know how many games I have? Enough.
Well, that's because you acquire your games through...
Friends! I acquire my games through friends.
Through expletive deleted.
Expletive deleted.
And I gotta say, I mean, the first game that was exclusive to the PC that I played was Amnesia, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, since you are playing Fallout New Vegas, are you playing on PC? Is
Yes.
that what you're playing on?
Yes.
Have you ever went to Nexus Mods?
I browsed on there a little bit, but I didn't really extensively look through it.
You should start modding. You should start getting weapon mods, dude. Because I was running around with man, what was I running on?
Well, because I noticed they had...
I got like a certain sniper rifle from there, and dude, it is so much fun whenever you get like modern weapons for Fallout. It's pretty crazy.
Because I noticed they had like a new skin for the Blade Runner pistol, which would look pretty...
Yeah, they do have retextured skins for a lot of weapons. They also have like retextured skins and actual like put in theirs for weapons from 3.
Mm-hmm.
And what else do they have? And they also have like, you know, modern weapons and stuff like that. Also armor mods as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
well, lately I have been playing through LA Noire again on the PS3
Because you love that game.
because that game is fucking fantastic.
is it?
Yes. You never played it before?
Actually, no.
It's a really good game. I really like that game a lot because I am really into the whole sort of kind of realistic crime thriller stuff. I like to watch Law and Order a lot, and even though that's not realistic in any sense whatsoever, LA Noire it's a pretty good crime game.
Especially the fact when your protagonist has bipolar disorder or something like that.
Yeah, he can appear to have bipolar disorder. He'll be yelling at a suspect and then consoling them the next second.
Yeah.
You're lying, Morgan.
Tell me the truth.
And then you're all like, and then what happened?
Yeah. For me, man, I mean, I played a lot of Rockstar games. One game that I would wish they'd either make a third sequel to or a remake to would be Manhunt. Oh my god. Dude, I have Manhunt 1 and 2 on my PC. Oh my god, so much fun. I really hope that they, you know, Rockstar's like, whenever GTA 5 comes out and all that, I hope they, like, you know, look back on their things and be like, hey,
no, you have to wait about 8 years for it.
I don't care.
Because that's how long Rockstar takes to make a game.
Hey, man, I don't care. If they make a Manhunt, though...
And then they'll delay it. They'll give you a release date and then delay it 3 times. Because that's Rockstar. I mean, when they announced that GTA 5 was getting delayed until September of this year, like, wasn't it supposed to come out in May or something?
Yeah, it was supposed to come out on May 15th. And I remember that only because my birthday's the day before. So what I was going to do was that I was going to go attend midnight for it and like have everything paid off by then and skip work and all this other jazz.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then people got mad that it got delayed from May to September, and I'm just like, then you guys don't know anything about Rockstar because they do this shit all the time.
But I would rather them be very meticulous about their video game and make sure that it came out correct than, you know, be like, all right, here you go, and then everyone's just like
BioShock Infinite, how they delayed that one for a few times. Actually,
you know,
out all the bugs.
I'm okay with that. If you're doing it to be very meticulous and make sure that it's perfect, fine. But if you're just doing it because like, you know, you're treating it like it's Duke Nukem Forever
because I want to put locked on disc DLC.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think they pretty much did the same thing with Last of Us. They did it because there was a few bugs they needed to iron out, which I'm really looking forward to that game. I want it now.
In fact, you went to go pay it off today, as a matter of fact. You're just like, I'm going to pay this game off. I've been paying it off since October 2012.
Right?
Don't rub it in, you son of a bitch.
Gosh.
Money's tight, damn it.
I know. It's just funny.
You know what else is tight?
Enormous. The washers on that pipe over there,
yeah.
Those are really tight.
Yeah, I would hope so.
That's what I thought.
Everyone who's listening to this would be like, Daniel didn't say his joke.
So I know I've railed on Nintendo for who knows how long with the Wii U being such a fucking failure and being piece of shit hardware that nobody wants to buy. Well, it seems Nintendo has come out now with a new policy when it comes to the Let's Play community. This affects me too because I've got a Nintendo Let's Play. I got Majora's Mask up there. So apparently now, some developers won't allow you to monetize Let's Plays at all. So like no revenue is made off of it.
Yeah.
Some of these are like EA, some EA games, EA franchises are like that.
Yeah.
So good luck even doing that. But Nintendo's like, you can monetize them, But the ad revenue you make off of it is now going to come to us. Now, Nintendo has every legal right to do this. However,
that is true.
I do not agree with them taking 100% of the revenue. I say 75% because you're taking video and music, and even voice acting and things like that, from the game, and then you're also putting your own commentary over top of it. So, Nintendo has the visual / somewhat audio copyright to these games. But then when you put your commentary over the top of it, that is your copyright, and you have a clash. You have a clash of two things going on here. And if you want to take 100% of all the revenue made off of that, I kind of have a problem with that because what little work I took to voice over it, I would still like to get a percentage. I mean, I have no problem compromising with giving them some money so that way I can keep making LPs of Nintendo games. I've wanted to do an Ocarina of Time Let's Play for who knows how long. Mm-hmm. But this has kind of deterred me from doing so because, I mean, some people do Let's Plays strictly for money. Yeah. Personally, I like to do the experience, but I also like the money too. Because the money helps buy things like this microphone that you are experiencing for the first time, Daniel.
Microphone.
Well, this is the first time for me too. I've never tried this.
Yeah, I mean, it's what allows me to get better equipment and maintain my equipment. And with Nintendo coming in and taking 100% of the credit for, I mean, even if I were to do stuff like put in like overlays of text or whatever, like, you know, there's some people that do comedic kind of Let's Plays, and they'll have like take Game Grumps for example. Yeah. Game Grumps have like these weird little pictures and text and spinning text and all these weird transitions and everything else, which is their own work that they're doing, and now Nintendo wants 100% of that. It's kind of a problem.
Kind of taking their creative genius.
It's also really, really bad PR. Especially right now with the fact that they're not happy with the Wii U sales at all. I've already touched on that in the last episode about how the Wii U it's making them bleed money. Mm-hmm. They're not happy. Yeah. So now they're trying to make up every penny they can, and I believe that this is an attempt to make up money due to the declining Wii U sales off of people like Game Grumps or bigger Let's Players out there.
But don't they ever think about the repercussions they could have with their fan base with doing this? I mean, because these people...
Man.
They're Japanese. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They don't. I don't know what it is about Japanese game developers, but they do not give a shit about Western audience. That's why with the Nintendo Wii, we didn't get half the games that came out for it. Because they don't care for the Western and European audiences.
Yeah.
They only care about Asia, Japan,
China,
the land of the rising sun.
Word up.
Yo.
Well, that was
coming straight out of Nagasaki. Crazy green.
Straight out of Hokkaido.
Coming straight out of Hokkaido.
Wow.
Crazy young nigga named Yoshi. It's from a gang called...
It's the sequel to Straight Outta Compton, Straight Outta Hokkaido.
Coming straight out of Hokkaido. Crazy young nigga named Yoshi.
Crazy young...
From the gang
Yoshi.
called
come on,
Japs with Attitude? I don't even know.
Fucking triads. No, that's not even fucking Japanese.
That's Chinese.
Yeah, I know. I'm being racist now.
Anyway,
so Nintendo, yeah, you have every right to do that. I understand that. I've worked with negotiating with developers before, because, you know, they'll sometimes flag my content and reason with them and see if I can get anything done about it. Sometimes they're very cooperative, but I think Nintendo, if they want to make up for the bad PR from this publicity stunt, then they should probably come up with some kind of plan where it's like half and half or 75-25 or some kind of fraction where people who do take the time out of like, some people have jobs and they do this on the side as a hobby, to put their own commentary and their own editing work into it. Some people can take a 30-minute episode of a Let's Play and it would take them about 6 hours to fully finish. And I mean, that's sort of kind of a long period of work to put into this. Yeah. And for Nintendo to say, no, I want all the credit for it, that's just bad.
I think they're just, you know, freaking out. I mean, they're losing all this money and they're starting to worry, oh no, we could be dead in in the next year, you know.
And Sony will take over Japan.
They will create the empire.
Speaking of Sony, the Xbox One was unveiled.
Oh God!
Last week, we couldn't do a podcast last week about it because I went out of town for a music festival, so I had to wait until now, the day after I've come back, to do this. So I'm a little bit late to the party on this, but I figure we could all provide some insight into this conference, which just made me want to go. No.
Let me just say this. I mean, when I was starting to get into, this current generation, when I was starting to see some of the stuff, I was starting to worry that they were all just doing what Xbox One did at this conference, which was just showing that, hey, we're just mainly here for, TV, entertainment. It was just going to be an entertainment box and all that. And then it wouldn't be, games would come second. And that's pretty much what they did. And
other than Call of Duty and Forza 5, and a new game, Quantum Break, which that trailer for Quantum Break was so fucking bad.
One of the things that I was disappointed whenever I was watching Xbox One, there was nothing really like gameplay wise. Like there was nothing really gameplay. All of it seemed kind of CG. It was more like just movies than actual like gameplay. Like this is actual gameplay footage just made to look like a movie. It's not one of those. It's like straight up.
And that Call of Duty trailer that they showed, it looked like just like the other games, except it just had textures in it.
Well, they're touting how this is a next gen engine coming from Activision, which if you've been on the internet since this conference, then you've probably seen how inferior this engine looks.
Yeah.
I saw a poster which compared Call of Duty Ghost's new engine and the faces used to PC Crisis from 2007,
which I've seen that picture
running on high settings, and Crisis 1 looks better.
Yeah.
And typically when you're at a conference like this, the renderings that you're seeing are on max, ultra, whatever you want to call it. They're as far as you can push it. So that way you can entice people into wanting to buy this uber realistic looking game.
Yeah.
This is so sad that it's like Activision's like, okay, we got a brand new engine. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, finally, they stopped using the engine from 2007.
Yeah.
But now they're using an engine that looks like it came out in 2009. They're not progressing. They make billions of dollars off of these Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
But they can't make a state-of-the-art engine.
The thing that makes me kind of cry about Call of Duty, I used to play it. I used to play very hardcore. I had one in Modern Warfare 1 and 2. And I used to play that all the time, every time I get out of school.
Every day.
Every day.
I would play the multiplayer Modern Warfare.
And I was sick. But after a while, I got bored of it because from Modern Warfare 1 to Modern Warfare 2, I saw how the gameplay was always the same. Like on multiplayer,
Mm-hmm.
Like it was all just camping. And then after I stopped playing 2, 3 was announced. I watched my friends play 3, same exact way that people played on 2 and 1. Then Black Ops, same way people played. Even on Black Ops and Black Ops 2, people played exactly the same exact way.
The best part about Black Ops 1 is that the graphics actually were downgraded from Modern Warfare 2 to accommodate a slightly faster frame rate. And that's what they've done since then. They keep on touting how they have this 60 frames per second on console at the expense of the game looking good. You could easily make any game on console right now at 60 frames per second, but the game's going to look like shit.
Yeah.
This is how the history with me and Call of Duty has gone. I played a little bit of Call of Duty 3, then and played the heck out of that because it was one of the first Xbox games I ever had. And then once I moved to when the Modern Warfare came out, I played the heck out of multiplayer and thoroughly enjoyed it because I was that person who was like wanting to get that next achievement, the next reward I would get for getting to the next level or whatever. Then Modern Warfare 2 came in and I was like, meh. And then once Black Ops came out, because that was the next one I played, it was like, I'm done. This is too stale for me. This is the same thing over and over. I'm getting a headache from this. And why do I have the same campers just sitting in the corner there? Campers, I'm gonna find you.
Bam.
After Modern Warfare 2, I made the switch to Battlefield. I said, "Fuck it."
I've actually talked with a lot of my friends, and a lot of my friends who have played Call of Duty like religiously and stuff like that. They've completely just switched to start playing Battlefield.
It's just better.
And I ask them, and I know my own reason why to play Battlefield. But I asked them, I'm like, "Why are you guys playing Battlefield?" And they're like, "Oh, it's just 100 times better than playing Call of Duty." I'm like, I don't have to wait for kill streaks. I don't have to wait for this. You can't camp. There's no way for you to camp. If you camp, you're not getting any kills unless if you're a sniper in a high place.
That's the difference. With one game, which is Modern Warfare, it's just pure chance. When you have games like Battlefield, you have to actually use your brain, try to figure out the best way to take out a certain position or whatnot.
And you actually have to.
Oh, that attack helicopter over there. You see that? You can get in that anytime you want.
Exactly. Oh!
Just as long as no one else gets it before you.
There's people in there. Hey, there's an AA gun right there. You can use that.
When I was playing Battlefield 3, I'd always hate it. When I'm trying to get to the helicopter and I'm spawned on the other side of the map, and then someone gets it before me. I'm like, fuck.
And it's definitely Call of Duty is they're just same formula. Same shit, different toilet every time, no matter what.
Same shit, different toilet.
Yeah, same shit, different toilet.
That's gonna be the best.
Same shit, different toilet.
I've ever heard.
That's actually pretty fucking good, sir.
I know.
Same shit, different toilet.
Same shit, different toilet.
Never even thought of it that way.
Yep, that's Call of Duty for
They're
you.
just
same
moving
shit.
the same turd to different toilets.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I think I've just caused Danny to have an epiphany.
Yeah, it's like, but I mean, look at Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 didn't even sell how much they wanted. They missed their forecast by a high margin.
Yeah.
So people are starting to get on board with the fact that, this is actually kind of repetitive, and I've played this before. Maybe I should buy something else.
And then the beauty of this, you know how they said, oh well, Call of Duty runs 60 frames per second, but of course at the cost of detail. I don't think Battlefield doesn't run like 60 frames. But
not on console.
Not on console, definitely not. But it looks beautiful and it still plays very, very well. Mm-hmm. There's there's nothing wrong with it.
There's this wonderful thing involved with Battlefield called physics. Like there's a such thing as bullet drop.
I've actually experienced firsthand a bullet drop, and I'll tell you how. My friend Andy, he was sniping out my friend Nick. My friend Nick got himself on top of one of those giant industrial cranes that they used to move like pieces for, like, let's say you're building a skyscraper and stuff like that. Well, he was on top, sniping people down below. My friend Andy aims. Now it puts his sight on his head. And then, from there, he moved to the left. And I mean, not just slightly to the left, but, like, there was a good maybe, I guess, like, maybe a good, if you're measuring from your screen, about a good inch away from him. He shot in that empty spot, the bullet, headshot, right there on him.
Marksman headshot.
Yep, basically.
Headshot.
And I was just like, that's good. That's good right there.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Battlefield is just a better choice. I mean, I know there are some people who didn't really like 3 as much as previous installments, but hey, it's still better than the competition.
And did you guys get kind of peed off whenever Xbox didn't really say what their hardware was on their on Xbox One?
Well, they touched on it. They barely touched on it, but it seems like they're both going to be using AMD hardware, 8 gigs of RAM.
I didn't see it say AMD for
all the new consoles, Wii U, PS4, the Xbox One, they're all using AMD, which is actually going to do nothing but benefit console developers. Because here's the problem that we had with the current generation we're experiencing now. You have different consoles that are using different kinds of hardware.
Yeah.
If you just streamline it all, if every console's working on the same hardware, then you can make games faster, and you can get them out to people faster. Like, take, for example, Oblivion came out for the 360, near launch, 2006, early 2007, I can't really remember.
Yeah.
You had to wait over a year for it to show up on the PS3. Why? Well, not only was there the PS3 launch, but it was also the fact that Bethesda had to work with
Blu-ray.
Yeah, with the different code.
Yeah.
So now, since you've streamlined the hardware and the processors and what you're working with here, you just make games faster.
Yeah, both games, if both games are both...
Blu-ray format,
Yeah.
AMD hardware.
Yep.
It's going to be easy. It's going to be like dealing with...
So
with,
there'll be no excuse for a game to be like a year late just because of coding issues.
But now the question is, what about exclusives? You know, how you get...
Well, the exclusives have been declining for years. I would venture to say over a decade.
But say if they wanted to try to, you know, give that back into the swing of things, you know, if they were to try
They can't. They won't do it. Because they'll be losing money. Developers don't want to do that because they like money. The Xbox,
money.
The Xbox One conference, they actually said that they intend to have 15 exclusives come out in the first year. 8 of them being brand new franchises. Only 15? I mean, I know that exclusives have kind of waned off and gone the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
But only 15? Sony has had more exclusives this generation than that.
Yeah.
Even within their first year. Sony has countless exclusives that come out for their console. I mean, it's completely ridiculous that Microsoft is like this and how they don't want to develop exclusive titles. Because I mean, like, look at what they had in the beginning. In the beginning, they had exclusive titles.
There was
Mass Effect,
Yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Oh God. there was. I actually got really jealous on some of the exclusives Xbox did get.
Gears.
I was just like, yeah. I was like, man, I want to play Gears, but I don't have an Xbox.
Halo.
Not so much on Halo, honestly.
Well, I'm just naming off exclusives. Halo being really the only big one, and Forza.
Forza was one of those games that I got so jealous that Xbox had. Because
you
I am
Gran
a racing.
Turismo, so
I don't care about Gran Turismo, man. I'm a racing geek.
Don't talk shit about Gran Turismo.
Oh, I will. But
I haven't played a Gran Turismo game since Gran Turismo 4. That's on the PS2.
I'm a racing geek when it comes to like racing games. But man, when I saw Forza, what was the newest Forza that came out? The
Forza 4.
Forza 4, was that the one?
And then they announced 5 at the Xbox One conference.
Okay, so I think it was 4. When I first saw that and all the things you could do in it, and then like, you know, it's supposed to be like a racing festival thing going on and all that, I was just like, my mouth just drooled. I was like, I want that so badly, but
the only thing I have to say to Microsoft is that if you don't start showing your stuff at E3, and you better start coming out with everything that you've got, Sony's gonna blow you out of the water.
Well, here's the thing about the conference as a whole and their focus on entertainment. And I've had some people say, well, just wait for E3 and they'll show off games. Okay, but here's the problem with that argument.
yeah.
You're showing off a video game console, okay? That means you need to show off video games when you unveil the console.
Yeah.
Having a game having a Call of Duty game, which we already know is going to be cross-platform,
Yeah.
as your closer, your headliner, if you will. No. You need to show me the money. Alright?
Show me the money.
I don't care about being able to give voice commands to my Xbox. Okay?
Yeah.
My television remote works faster than that system.
Yeah.
If I want to watch TV, all I gotta do is hit one button and I'm there.
Yeah.
I don't have to say Xbox, watch TV. By the time you say that, I've already started 3 seconds ago on TV.
They're trying to bring the idea of the future into today's world.
And the fact that you have to keep that fucking Kinect bar.
Oh, yes, I've heard. Oh, man.
So that was confirmed.
Yeah, you have to keep the Kinect bar. You don't always have to use it, but you have to keep it. Because they basically came out and said, well, it's up to the developers whether or not they want to use the Kinect bar. Well, we already know nobody's going to fucking use it.
Because there's no point to it.
But it has to be there.
Why do you need to keep it there? That's the
Xbox Open Internet Browser.
That's the only way to turn this thing on, or
No, it's not the only way, but that's what it's there for. They're pushing it.
then
Every Xbox One is going to come with it.
well, and have they said that they're sticking to it? That there's going to be two types of Xboxes?
What do you mean?
Because they were like saying there was going to be one that was going to have like they said they was going to have a smaller hard drive, and then it would not have the.
I don't know if they're sticking with that or not, because they didn't really announce that at the conference whatsoever. The thing about the new Xbox, though, that I guess I do like, I mean, a lot of people have complained about the fact that it looks like a VCR. When I first saw it, I immediately posted, I said, it looks like a goddamn beta player.
What I have to say about that is like.
I think it looks nice.
It does look pretty
It's
cool.
aesthetically pleasing to me.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people think it looks like a VCR. Well, it is called an Xbox. It is gonna be a box.
For me,
My question for this is, how heavy is that thing gonna be?
Probably not that heavy.
probably. For me, I just feel like, I don't care how my console looks like. It's not there just so you can stare at it.
You just want to know if it can run Crysis.
Yeah, I just want to know: can it run Crysis 4? Can this run Crysis? Yes. Okay, then thank you.
Can it run Crysis Warhead?
Just as long as it's not as heavy as the brick box back in.
Oh
the
man,
first-
no,
Dude, that PS
No.
when I first opened my PS3, whenever it first came out, my God.
My God.
Yeah,
man.
that thing. I wasn't like a weakling back then, but geez, when I picked that up, I was like, what in God's name is
I know what he's
this?
talking about with the original Xbox. That thing built your fucking arms up.
Hell
man.
yeah, man! You
It's
could
like-
freaking power lift your
Exactly.
Xbox and
You have a
know
training montage with that thing, and you can get fucking ripped.
put that shit on your back while you're doing push-ups.
Speaking of the original Xbox, the new controller looks like a blend between the 360 controller and the classic Xbox controller.
I think that's what they were going for.
And
I kind of thought it looked pretty cool. I was just kind of like, since I'm PS3, I kind of make fun of Xbox, even though I do think some of their things look cool. I still have to, do my daily quota of making fun of them.
Well, the thing that really sounds cool about that controller is the triggers. The trigger system that they're talking about. How you can have different degrees of triggers and stuff like that.
Oh, there's a degree now?
Yeah, you can actually add pressure to the triggers now.
Oh.
So, like if you're playing a shooting game and you're using a sniper rifle, you can have extra pressure on that trigger to make it like a realistic gun trigger.
Oh, that's
Trigger pull.
Ah.
So you get that VP7, you can add a 8-pound.
That 20-pound trigger pull for a pistol. My finger's tired. My fingers hurt.
You get that carpal tunnel pretty quickly now.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty much.
But
Listen,
whenever
do I
I
want
saw
carpal tunnel now or later?
But whenever I saw their controller, I was just like, oh, look, they moved the Xbox button up. I was like,
no longer will I accidentally hit it while
Yeah.
mashing the start button because I want to get past this cutscene.
exactly,
So, a couple of things that they didn't really mention at the conference, some things that I was legitimately concerned about. PlayStation Plus. We're all familiar with the service and what it provides to Sony users. And it's the fact that once a week you get free games that you're able to... for like, what, $50 a year, you get games every week. It's a nice service.
Yeah.
I like PlayStation Plus. Microsoft did not announce whatsoever if they were going to do anything to compete with PlayStation Plus. And that to me is a red flag of, oh, you're going to be paying $60 a year just to be able to use the internet again.
I think they've already confirmed that. That is, you're going to be doing that.
Yeah, I think...
so you're still going to be paying for internet for Xbox Live?
Yep.
Which is dumb. I shouldn't have to pay them a monthly fee in order to pay Netflix a monthly fee.
That was an argument I gave to one of my friends about Xbox. We were arguing back and forth about not really what they can do with video games, but their online capabilities. And I was all like, well, at least I don't have to pay internet. And he's all like, well, Xbox Online is much better. And I'm like, well, if that may be the case, why would I want to pay this much money to my cable company for the internet and then this much money to my video game company just so I can go online when I can just have one bill? and just be like, okay, I'm gonna pay my internet, and then bam.
And then it's like this. It's like Sony comes out with this service that says, you know what? If you want to give us money, we'll give you something back. I mean, it's not going to be a brand spanking new title, but you'll always have something to play.
Yeah.
We'll give you a new game once a week.
So it comes down to this: do I want to spend $60 on a thing that just gives me the ability to play online, or do I want something that actually gives me games?
It's a cheaper annual fee with PlayStation Plus as well. It's $10 cheaper, and $10 is $10.
Exactly.
I mean, some people may discount and like, only a $10 difference. Well, yeah,
That's,
$10
that adds up.
Yeah, that $10 is gonna put gas in my car.
yeah. But
so...
my $50 a year investment also yields me close to $2,000 worth of games. Your move, Microsoft.
Yeah, you know.
But hey, at least Microsoft's moving up in the world and upgraded to a Blu-ray drive.
Bum bum bum.
Because I remember when the original 360s were out and we were having the format wars between HD DVD and Blu-ray. I remember you could walk into an electronics boutique in EB Games or whatever, and you could buy the HD DVD drive for the 360, and you could install it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that quickly went bye-bye.
Yeah.
Because HD DVD kind of just went like, oh, yeah, I'm going to die now.
It's just like, I mean, I would, because I used to go to Blockbuster all the time because it was the way I would be able to know if I want to buy this game or not. And I would see, you know, in the front shelves were the HD DVD stuff, and in the back you'd have the Blu-ray. I started seeing the Blu-ray start coming closer to the front as time went by.
You can still buy HD DVDs off of Amazon, and they're actually quite expensive. It kind of reminds me of other dead formats, like you had format wars between Beta and VHS.
Yeah.
The VHS won because although it was a lower quality, it was cheaper for people to purchase.
Yeah.
Whereas Beta was more expensive, but at a higher quality. Laserdisc. Laserdisc didn't really have a competitor other than VHS. Laserdisc was able to broadcast the film at a higher definition, but at the same time you had to change discs. They were the size of an LP record.
Yeah.
And the players were expensive. It was more of a niche thing, really. It was for the hardcore movie fan.
Yeah.
And then we had DVD, which
DVD versus VHS.
Killed off VHS, and then we still have DVD today versus Blu-ray. And although I've heard some people say that, well, Blu-ray's kind of failing, I have to disagree. Blu-rays are now extremely affordable to make.
Yeah.
With this new console generation coming in, you know how many households all around this country have game consoles in them, whether it's a Wii U, an Xbox 360, or I shouldn't say Wii U, but a Nintendo Wii, a PS3, or a 360. Those will eventually get replaced, and there will be Blu-ray.
Yeah. So you see that anyone could get a Blu-ray player these days.
Blu-ray players are so cheap right now. You could easily get your hands on a Blu-ray player for $40-$50.
Yep.
It's relatively inexpensive.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Best Buy not too long ago, and I actually found a VCR DVD combo, which was more expensive than a Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
And that is just sad. That a VCR DVD combo is more expensive than a low grade Blu-ray player.
And my question is, where's the logic behind it? Just because you have two things in
Hipsters.
Hips, yeah.
They really want to watch Death Wish 5 on an inferior quality tape than buying the DVD.
Because I just want to live the good old days again.
Whatever.
Well, there are only some movies you can get on VHS. They never got a DVD release. So, there are some movies like that, man.
Like?
Trying to think of an example. I guess I don't know. I can't really think of any, but there are movies out there. Of course, there are. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I know that's a thing. Anyway, tangent aside,
I can't watch my vintage porn on.
let me get my old projector out. 8mm film.
Oh shit! But
Super 8.
But
just like a super.
You know, I did watch. I didn't watch all of the conference for Xbox One. I watched maybe half of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I wasn't very blown away by it. I wasn't very taken.
No.
You know, and I always, whenever new consoles are going out, I always forget everything about the previous console battle, and I always try, like there is no, I am not biased.
Here's the edge that Sony, with their conference in February, have over Microsoft's most recent conference. Okay, when Sony had their conference back in February, even though we haven't seen what the console looks like, even though they released a trailer of it that was extremely blurry as like a teaser, and somebody's already assembled a proper 3D rendering so you can see what the PS4 looks like, a great prediction of it. Sony didn't have a console to show off at their conference, but there was something that a Sony rep said that, to me, makes me want to go to the PlayStation 4 rather than the Xbox One. He said, games on the PS4 come before entertainment. That is what I want to hear. Xbox One's conference was all about entertainment and no games. You can watch TV through your Xbox One. You can watch a movie through your Xbox One. You can tell your Xbox to start watching the movie.
Oh, really? I can press this button and watch TV from my cable.
It's fucking laziness is what it is.
Yeah. The whole thing about Xbox 360 having that app that you can order pizza from.
Yeah, the Pizza Hut app on the 360.
My balls shriveled up when I saw that, and I was like, are you freaking serious?
My thought was, Pizza Hut?
It's Pizza Hut trying to save themselves from the decline that they're having.
Them?
Yeah.
Them?
Who's what? Who's Pizza Hut again?
Pizza Hut?
I do like their big dinner boxes, though. But
but that's beside the point. The point is that I can order Pizza Hut from my 360 now.
And like you can't just go to your computer, order from online. You can't go on your phone and just call them. No, you want to order them through your Xbox because your boys in chat need to tell you about this porn that you saw.
So you want to pay $60 a year for Xbox Live to use a Pizza Hut app?
Yep. Yep.
When you could just use your phone or
nope. I want to pay those $60.
And the topic of always online came up with the Xbox One, and the statement that they had released was trying to sugarcoat it as best as they can. Always on, meaning that you always require an internet connection. Their response was essentially, it's not an always-on console. It does not require an internet connection when it's powered off, but when in use, it does require an internet connection. Motherfucker, that's what always-on is.
Numbnuts.
He was trying to...
he was trying to goof people up and sidetrack.
Yeah.
So it is an always-on console. As for the whole DRM situation, let's talk about that for a second. Because I'm going to silence that. I don't know why that would be playing right now. My phone's going off. The thing that got me was, I believe in the last PWNcast, I talked about EA dropping the online pass system. Mm-hmm. Everybody was celebrating that, going, it's a great day.
Yes.
Then what the Xbox does with the fact that if they wanted to, they could institute their own unique DRM code for games.
Huh?
Which would mean, yeah, EA doesn't have to put out an online pass because that game that you just popped into your console has a unique code when it's installed to your hard drive, and you can't take that game disc anywhere else because it only responds to that specific code.
Oh. And so you can't go and trade in. I've heard something about the digital trade-in system that they're trying to do.
That's what they want to do. In fact, there was a great video you can find out there from Rev3 Games, Adam Sessler's new little gaming network or whatever that he's got on YouTube. He interviewed a Microsoft rep, and right out of the gate, the first question he had was about used games and the fees that you would have, like the rumor that you would have to pay a fee to get a brand new code for your Xbox One game that you bought used.
Oh my god.
The rep immediately dodged the fucking question. We're not saying that you won't be able to play used games on the Xbox One. You'll be able to do that. But then, sadly, it was not followed up with like a question saying, oh, but will there be a fee that you will have to pay to play your used games.
Because I think Adam felt like he didn't need to, because I think the evidence is right
yeah.
there.
I mean,
all
so
the evidence is right
you
there.
can play your used game at a cost.
That's horrible, man.
I mean, I don't care if it's $2, $2.50, $5. The fact of the matter is that I shouldn't have to pay to play a used game. And I understand that that developers want to kind of crack down on places like GameStop, which sell used games. I've got no problem with that at all. You can try your best with the online passcode system. Obviously, it doesn't work that well because I've called EA on numerous occasions to get a free online code from them. Half of the EA games that I have played in the past year, I have called them up, asked them for an online code, and they gave it to me free of charge. All I had to do was tell them is that my brand new copy that I bought from Walmart, even though I didn't even buy it from Walmart, didn't have an online code in it. It's a stupid system that's in place to try to prevent people from buying it used. And it's a system they can't really enforce that well.
But it's... I see that because getting used games nowadays, especially how, people don't really have the funds to, actually get their games like how, like brand new right there off the bat. I feel like used gaming is the way to go sometimes.
It's been there since the dawn of time, man.
I mean, as we had mentioned before about me paying off The Last of Us, copy of Last of Us, I have to pay it off in little chunks because I can't afford to pay it all up front. I have other things to worry about. I got bills to pay. I got school tuition to pay for. I have all this stuff to worry about before that. So that's why, if you try to rely on just all these, people buying new games, you're not going to go far.
And the money still stacks up either way.
This is an industry that generates billions of dollars annually. Microsoft even came out and said how much they made annually, and it was in the billions at this conference. Okay, you're not bleeding money here, is what I'm saying. Unless you're Nintendo, then you're bleeding money.
But for me, it's like it doesn't matter about the new games. You're gonna still stack up your money. Sure, it isn't going to be that huge number that you want, but you're still going to get a huge amount of money. Either way, whether you get used or...
Like when Square Enix was bitching about the Tomb Raider release. Tomb Raider sold like hotcakes. It sold millions of copies in its first day of release. Well over... Okay, so...
I bought that shit brand
Square
new.
Enix made all of their money back off of Tomb Raider within the first 2 weeks. You know what they do at the end of the month?
What?
They complain about it. Saying, well, we didn't get enough money. We didn't get all the money that we wanted back from it. You sold 15 million copies in a month. Shut the fuck up and enjoy your profit.
Exactly.
You arrogant assholes.
That game was great. I love Tomb Raider.
I didn't really like it, but I understand it has its fan base and people are going to want to buy it. But then you have a Japanese studio come out and be completely arrogant about this. Well, it only sold 15 million worldwide, and the Western audience is to blame for the fact that our games don't sell too well. It couldn't be the fact that you don't really make very good games, right? Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 13-2, Final Fantasy 14. It couldn't be the fact that you just don't make good games, right?
No. Evidently
I mean, all the games that are selling at Square Enix aren't even games that Square Enix themselves make anymore. It's your Hitman, your Tomb Raider, your Deus Ex Human Revolution. Those are the games that are selling at Square Enix. Mm-hmm. And it's not even games that they make. They make all their money from publishing now.
Yeah.
And then they want to complain about it when they make a profit.
But
personally, when you're complaining about something like that, you can die for all I care.
Yeah.
Your studio can die.
Man, I don't even remember where we were going with that.
So the giant $500 VCR that we're getting this holiday.
Well, I'm actually first off, I was actually thinking about it, and I don't know if I'm gonna actually get it immediately, because of course there's always that new game bugs. I honestly feel like maybe they know, maybe they'll know, and so maybe these ones won't be as buggy. I have confidence in both systems, but me personally, I just don't want it to happen So I'm just going to probably wait maybe another year, maybe another 6 months down the line, and then...
Yeah, and you've mentioned that before, and that's fine. My thing about it, though, is with the fact that now the hardware that's inside the consoles is now completely streamlined, along with the PC tech as well, that if there's a problem with the game, it's going to be across the board with everybody.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not as concerned with, early adopters having big console bugs. Another thing that really got me about the Xbox One conference, and this is kind of deviating from what you were just talking about, but they were talking about how they were working with cable providers in both the United States and even in Europe to work with the Xbox One to give them programming and stuff like that and to work with them. Okay, here's the thing about that. Cable companies over in Europe aren't exactly the best. What if they don't want to deal with the Xbox? What's going to happen to what's going to happen to the people that buy an Xbox One and their cable provider doesn't support it? Mm-hmm. That could easily happen here too. I could easily see somebody like Bright House or Comcast come out and say, we don't want to support this. What happens to the people that bought one and that's the only real cable provider that they have in the area?
Yeah, because down here in Florida, cable's usually the way to go because of storms. Satellite don't really...
Well, I don't even know if the Xbox One's compatible with a satellite television service anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's cable only because what Microsoft's trying to push for and what they're banking on is that by 2015, every single household in the U.S. that has an Xbox One will be using a gigabit connection. And that's asking for a lot because the internet infrastructure here in the United States fucking sucks compared to the rest of the world. Europe's internet connection speeds, look at France, for example. Their internet connection speeds, 4 times as fast as what we have in the United States.
Wow.
All I know is...
We're kind of...
Fuck you, Roadrunner Light.
We're behind.
All I know is that I was failed to be impressed at their convention, and it's usually a first impression with me when it comes to this sort of thing, because it's a lot of my money I'm going to be investing in this thing. If you can impress me the first time, it's more than likely it's going to be a while before I buy your console.
It's like what I said when I initially made my Xbox One video after the conference ended. Am I not going to buy one? Probably not. I'm probably going to eventually buy one because I like having every piece of the competition so I can look at it, review it, and enjoy it. There's going to be games that come out for the Xbox One that won't come out with the PS4, and vice versa. Chances are I'm going to wind up with both. However, with the Xbox One as it currently stands, it will not be my primary console of choice.
Yeah, it's the same here. I mean, PS4 is the first one I buy. I'll probably buy. I will buy the Xbox One. I'll say that once I see better games, being shown.
My roommate, he has an Xbox. I have a PS3. So if I'm still living with him and stuff like that, I'll probably just be like, "Hey, I'll get PS4. You get the Xbox One. Then we'll totally smash which one sucks more." And then,
well, so far it looks like the consoles are evenly matched, really, when it comes to hardware.
Hardware, yes.
I've seen a little bit more.
It's going to be the quality of the content that they generate that's really going to be the deciding factor.
I'm going to say this, I see a slighter edge with the PS4, from what I saw.
I do see a lot of online slider edges for the PS4, especially, I still remember that whole thing where they were saying, if you're stuck on a part, you can actually give your friend control, and then they can give you control back, stuff like that, like cool stuff like that. I kind of think like that, so definitely Sony stepping up on their online capability.
Sony is a much different company now than when the PlayStation 3 came out. The PlayStation 3, for the most part, has been a disaster. I mean, I think it's fair to say that we can look back, and even though recently they've kind of regained their footing, done some things like PlayStation Plus, and even after the recent, relatively recent hacking, the
big
compromise of information.
Yeah.
I think once that happened and they had their change in management, because that's exactly what happened, they got rid of the head of the fucking video game division. They threw him out and replaced him.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a different Sony. I think that what's going to happen is that since Xbox One wants to focus more on entertainment rather than gaming. When it comes to a gaming audience, it's going to be like what we saw back during the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox era. The PS2 is the top-selling video game console of all time.
Oh, that...
And I think that's what's going to happen this console generation with Sony, is that they're going to dominate the market like they did with the PlayStation 2. Because if you remember, what was the big selling point of a PlayStation 2?
Games.
It was a DVD player.
Yeah.
They tried to do the same thing with the PlayStation 3, but they did it too early with the Blu-ray format. Yeah. Blu-rays were still somewhat expensive, and by the time the PlayStation 2 had come out, DVDs were out in, 95, 96?
Yep.
So, and then you throw the PS2 out 5 years later.
Yep.
It's cheap to make DVDs now. Yep. Easier to put out there for everybody.
Yeah, my parents actually, whenever I first got my PS2 and I told them, hey, look, it can play DVD, I was like, they threw out their DVD player.
Yeah, exactly.
They were just like, nope, we got a PS2.
That's why I bought my PlayStation 3 before I moved down here, was so that way I would have a Blu-ray player for when I moved out. And it just so happens that it plays games as well. Yeah, exactly. And it also plays movies at 1080p high definition.
Your mother plays
which makes me moist. Anyway.
Oh my god. Oh Jesus.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Mr. Linville.
I think we just crossed a line.
Oh no.
Are you talking about this is PWNcast. We're constantly crossing lines. We know the truth, goddammit.
Here's the line. Look, Brandon, I don't know how long you were gone, but here's the line. We have jumped over it, ran, got into a Ford Mustang, went 50 miles down, hit the gas station, killed everyone in it, kept going. We're in Moscow now. So,
how come you don't have me here more often? Awkward silence.
Really, Danny? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, cool.
I hate both of you.
Oh, well, we hate you too.
We hate you too. Embrace me, brother.
I don't want to embrace anything coming from you.
He can embrace these nuts.
No. No. God, no.
Oh, God, no, please.
All right, so
with all that being said, I think we're going to tune out for the night.
Yes.
So, PS4, can't wait to see what you look like at E3. And I can't wait to see what Microsoft tries to throw at us at E3 as well.
Hell yeah.
Because we all know Nintendo's not going to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, we're not going to be there.
I want...
They're going to be the family member who doesn't show up to the family reunion.
Yep, exactly. And with all that, good night.
Goodbye.
Good luck. And Godspeed.
PWNcast.